Yeah, I'm a minute late. I'm a minute late, hun buns. I don't have no music going on. Oh, yes, I do. Let's see. Do. Let's see. She's saying live. Let's go. It is nighttime, and it's the right time. Hi. This is like the first time that I've ever done 2 lives in one day. What's going This is the first time that I am doing 2 lives in one day. I am beat. I'm going to let some people come in here. First, honey, because this is a very, very, very important live that I'm having right now, especially on the heels of the Supreme Court decision that they're going back and forth about today. I need everybody on this live. I really, really, really do. If you are a part of the community, or you advocate for our community, or if you are an ally of our community, bitch, you need to be on this live. Vernette, I love you. Hi, Corey. What is going on? I'm trying to get some music on here for a little bit. I don't know. Just to let the people come in and stuff like that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition. I had to do it at night because my guest lives in California, and it's around 7 o'clock his time. So I am on live at 10:30 p.m. I want to talk about a few things before I bring him on. I'm sure if he's not on here already, he will be here shortly. Hello to all of the people that are coming in. I usually have some music playing. Facebook, I do not own the rights. While we wait for for the people to come in here. Hi, Corey. I love you. Hi, Nasir. Hi, everybody that's coming in. We're going to be talking about stuff that is very, very, very important and detrimental to ourselves, because if we don't take care of these things, nobody else is going to take care of these things for us. So I have been planning. Me and my guest that's going to be on here tonight have been planning this live for a while. Our schedules were conflicted, and then I got sick. I was sick for 2 weeks, so we are finally doing it tonight. This is very, 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 very important. And even if this does not apply to you, or if you don't need it, please share the resources to somebody who can benefit off of this. Please share these resources. These are very, very important resources that are going to be on this live. And I don't want a whole bunch of inboxes, begging me, oh, Niambi, I don't know what to do in this situation. This is the live to pay attention to. Yes, Vernette, yes. Wills and trusts are very, very important. We're going to be talking about all of that. Wills, trusts, power of attorney, probate court, like all of that stuff. My guest that's coming in here, on here this evening, is very, very, very experienced in. He cataloged a whole bunch of resources where you can get pro bono work for attorneys and everything. So this is very, very, very important. Very important, extremely important. So I'm just going to I want to hear some music. Like, I've been in my Brandy bag lately, honey. So I'm going to put on her. I do not own the rights to this music. Brandy and her team do, honey. They own all this shit, but bitch, I like listening to it. Hi, everybody that's coming in. Hello. Thank y'all for joining me. This is a little late for me. But I like this one. Yes, here we go. I do not own the rights to this music. This is my intro music, bitch. Yes. Let me turn that down a little bit. So hello, everybody. Welcome to Trans Talk Tuesday at night. We are going to be talking about wills and trusts and things that we need to make sure our affairs are in order in case something happens to us. That is very, 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 very important. And that is not privy to LGBT or T. Because things, especially in the age of what we're living now, something can happen to us at any moment. And we need to be prepared. So I have a legal expert that advocates for HIV/AIDS, LGBT community, and all legal issues. Dennis Hunter is going to be coming on the live to educate all of you about the importance of having a will and having a trust and things of that nature. So please, like I said, even if this does not apply to you, please share it to somebody who can benefit off of it. Hi, everybody. And then we will also we'll be talking about pre-op versus post-op. There's a lot of friction between post-operatives and pre-ops. You know what I mean? And I kind of want to get to the bottom of, why are, post-ops making pre-ops feeling like, calling them men, and you know what I mean? It's basically the judge, it's basically people that are being judged. They're judging people that are already judged. You know what I mean? So we're going to get to the bottom of that. Dennis, I don't know if you are in here, but I am ready to bring you on. That's enough of Brandy right now, and we are going to get right down to it. I'm going to be posting the list of resources on trans information, on the trans information page. Oh, yes, Faith. Yes, I'm blowing it all the way sky high. Because I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing it on my freaking news feed. How, everybody is going back and forth, based on, surgeries and fucking bullshit. Everybody needs to just fucking stay in their lane. But I'm going to do these resources first, honey. And then I'm going to get to where I'm going to be freaking reading folks. Because, that's what the people want to see anyway. Hi, Shorta. Hi, everybody. I'm just waiting for Dennis to come in and or comment. Let me know. Shoot me a comment and I'll bring you on. I'll keep talking in the meantime. So how's everybody's Tuesday evening? Brittany says, what's up, the Ambi? This is great information. Yes, it is. And especially with someone that has so much, influence. I mean, so much experience. I'm sorry. So much experience in, everything that has. Sorry, my charging capacities are carrying on. But anyway, I am waiting for him to get up on here so we can get this started. Well, we can continue playing this until he comes back on. And I could actually go start into the to the next topic. We actually have, we have post-op and pre-op, trans women that are basically at odds on, depending on how far you go in your transition, and judging each other based on how far they go in their transition. Listen, to the straight community, bitch, we're all fucking the same. Bitch, no matter what the fuck we have. No matter what we have between our legs, bitch, we're all the fucking same. They all judge us the same. Bitch, they all, no matter if they consider you, whether you used to be a man or where you are a man, bitch, it's the same motherfucking thing. So we all need the fucking band to fuck together. That is my personal opinion. Bitch, judge me if you want. That's my personal fucking opinion on it. Like, bitch, it doesn't motherfucking matter. You're no different than a motherfucking regular mainstream community that bitch that bases their whole transition on what's between your legs. You know what I'm saying? You're no different than them. You're walking around here saying, what's between my legs doesn't define, my transness, but yet you're judging your fucking sister that she don't have enough fucking surgery. Like, what in the entire fuck? It really does not matter. Like, people are so preoccupied, they need to find something else to fucking focus on. There is a whole fucking hearing going on right now. There's a whole fucking hearing going on right now, bitch. That is making it legal. If this shit passes, that makes it legal for them to fire you based off of who the fuck you are and who the fuck you're sleeping with. Why aren't the people waking the fuck up? Like, honestly. People just scroll by there. Bitch, I see fucking 30,000 fucking shares over a fucking naked fucking barber that's fucking cutting hair fucking naked. But then you want to fucking complain that you can't fucking get a job based on who you're dating. That's what's fucking going on right now. People need to redirect their fucking energy. Honestly. Redirect your energy and be aware of of the things that you put your energy into. That is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of what you put your energy into, because it's very, very, very important. I'm not saying, don't have fun, bitch. We all have fun. You know what I mean? But the important things, people seem to just pay no fucking mind when it's going to affect you, whether you like it or not. It's going to, all the people care about is balls. Well, they don't have fucking balls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And at some point, bitch, that ball is fucking over. At some point, that ball is over, bitch, and you got to go, bitch, handle your motherfucking regular life. It's no shade. Oh, yeah, honey. I know. I bet you if I was talking about porcelain weekends, if I was talking about, if I was reading the balls off of somebody, bitch, it would be fucking packed boots. Because that's how it is. Remember when I fucking read Kelly that last year? That fucking shit had 2,500 fucking views, bitch, in less than a fucking hour. I know what it gives on here. I know what the fuck gives on here. Jacob says, even though the ball is over, it's not over for some of these people. They're fucking delusional. Yeah, a lot of them do live in that lifestyle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the thing about it is, the same thing that happened to me is going to happen to them. Because after a while, you don't know what's reality and what's fucking fantasy. You can't tell the difference between reality and fantasy when you live like that. I've lived that. Especially growing up in the scene as a child. After a while, bitch, it was nothing but balls, bitch. I couldn't fucking get it out of my fucking brain. Welcome, Adrian. Welcome, Kenya. What is going on? I'm sitting here waiting for Dennis to come on here and talk about wills and trusts and how important it is for us as a community who is basically known for leaving this world early due to whatever freaking problems we may have, whether it's drug use, whether it's suicide, whether it's HIV, or any of these motherfucking other things, whether it's murder, whatever it is, we need to be the fuck prepared. Yeah, I gotta calm down. And my voice is going because I just came in from a soccer game, my nephew's soccer game. So I was yelling over there, bitch. I was yelling out there. No, you're not late. I'm just talking. I'm talking about the Supreme Court decision today. Just, people redirecting their energy and focusing on more things with substance other than the fucking shit that's being focused on right now. You know what I mean? Redirecting your energy and what you put your focus on is so fucking important. It's so fucking important. It's so important that you can be focused on something and something else will happen and your freaking mind will redirect that way. It'll redirect your whole thought process. It will redirect your whole entire thought process. One little fucking distraction can control your whole thought process, bitch, and you won't even fucking realize it. I know, because it's happened to me. That's why I'm able to fucking speak about it. Because, bitch, just like, people just need to redirect their whole thing. Like, people don't realize how important this decision with the Supreme Court is. Now, the only people that this won't affect is entrepreneurs. It's no shade. The only group of people, okay, that this decision will not affect is entrepreneurs. Those who own their own businesses. Because let me tell you something. I own three businesses, bitch. Can't a motherfucker tell me shit, bitch. They can't fucking fire me, bitch. They can't, bitch. There's no fucking judgment based off of, bitch, you know, what I got between my legs. You know what I mean? And you know, the whole fucking thing. The whole fucking thing. Bitch, I had somebody, there's so many people that are in my inbox that deal with motherfucking discrimination. Daily. And you mean to tell me that you're not going to motherfucking pay attention to this? That has an impact on our entire community? Bitch, that pushes us back in the motherfucking closet? Not being who the fuck we want to be? So basically, if you're working for a place, bitch, and you disclose that you're gay or that you're trans in any way, you could be fucking fired. Y'all don't think that that's motherfucking important? If you're hanging around somebody that doesn't think that this is important, bitch, then I suggest you change your motherfucking circle. It's no shade. Change your fucking circle immediately. Yes. I was just about to say, I just saw Dennis has entered the building. We're going to be talking about trusts and wills and very, very, very important things. I want you to welcome Dennis with open arms. I feel like I've known him forever, and we've only interacted on Facebook. We met through the Pose group, and he has been everything to me. And he's going to clear up some misconceptions about himself too. So I'm getting ready to bring him on, and everybody be on y'all best behavior. Send me a request, Dennis, and I'm going to accept it. I think that's you right now. Okay, here we go. Here is Dennis. Welcome to the live Trans Talk Tuesday. And he is going to school y'all on some things. It says adding. You haven't popped up yet. I don't know. I don't know if this is my connection or what. Come on, adding. Let's go. I don't know what's wrong with this. Hold on. We having some technical difficulties. See, because we're having some technical difficulties because, bitch, we talking about important shit. Hold on. Let me see. All right, I'm going to exit out, Dennis, and try sending me another one. Wait, let me see. I don't even see you in here. All right, try again, Dennis. Try again. It says no answer. Okay, work. Okay, let's try it now. Let's try it again. Here we go. Ooh.
Come on, let's go. Hey, there works. They were stop being private. Whatever. How you doing? You look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better. I just went to my, oh, you might have to turn that down. There's a bad echo. You have headphones?
I do not. Is
Okay.
that better?
Let me see. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah, there's a bad, there's a bad echo. Is your volume up?
It could be. Let's see.
Yeah, just
There we
turn the
go.
volume maybe a little bit.
How's that?
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, there's a little echo.
Is that better?
All right. Oh, hello?
Hello?
Yeah, the feedback is crazy. Let me see. Let me see if I can fix this. Yeah, I don't think I can fix it. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna have you introduce yourself to everybody while you're here, and then you can get everything started.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So I'm Dennis. I have been an advocate in the LGBTQ community for as long as when I first came out in 1987, when I moved to LA, escaped San Diego, and went through the AIDS crisis. I actually have HIV. I became positive in, we think 1989. So it's been 30 years I've been living with this thing. And went through serious hell with the crisis. I was a kid who grew up in San Diego. I'm actually part Latino and I'm part white. And a lot of people look at me and they assume they know everything about me, which is not the case. So when I moved up to LA, I wasn't hanging out with the white kids in West Hollywood. I was at the Catch One down on Crenshaw and Pico. The AIDS crisis hit the Black community hardest, and it devastated my group of friends. Like, everybody died. Everybody I loved, I lost. It got to the point that it was difficult to even go out because you'd end up at the club and you'd find out somebody else has passed away. And it just got to a point, it was just like, I can't deal with this. This is too much. So, and the reason I bring that up is I feel like right now I'm feeling that same kind of crazy energy going on in the LGBTQ community with what's happening with our community being fragmented and pulled apart, as well as what's going on the outside in terms of attacks. I have not seen this since the late 80s. I mean, they thought that we were weird enough to be queer. They even thought we were more of a threat because we had AIDS, and they tried to get rid of us. And I have not seen that all quieted down, and we went into an administration that basically didn't do anything, which frankly, I'd rather have that than what's going on right now, where we have an administration that's giving permission, that is advocating for hatred towards our community, particularly the trans community and particularly the trans women of color. So for me, I always think about, my grandmother always talked about, it's the canary in the coal mine, meaning that, and back in the day, they would take canaries into the coal mines to figure out if there was gas poisoning going on in the mines. It's the same thing going on right now. If the trans women of color community is going through this kind of hell right now, that we've got a genocide going on where women are being killed for who they are because they represent some kind of threat to somebody's ego and are killed. Look at Be Loved. She was bound and put into a car and burned to death. What kind of rage is going on in a man's head to feel like that they need to silence their own self-inflicted homophobia to kill someone? So I look at that and I think, okay, that's the temperature. I work for Netflix, and I had a long talk with the head of legal affairs because we are taking on a big initiative about diversity and inclusion, which I like that we started it. I feel like there's a lot of talk, though, rather than action. And I flat out told my boss, I said, if we were to have true diversity and true inclusion in this company, I would see trans people working at this company. And I would know who they are because they would feel comfortable enough to come out and let me know who they are. I don't see it. So that being said, like I said, this is my canary in the coal mine, and this is why I'm an advocate. I sort of hate that word advocate. Jahira brought up a really good point, and she said, I don't want allies, I want accomplices. And I thought about that hard, and I thought, you know what, the ally is the guy who's keeping the engine warm in the car out at the curb while the bank robbery's going on, right?
Right.
The accomplice is the one who's in the bank holding the bag open while you're funneling all that cash out of the safe into that. That's what an accomplice is. So for me, that's who I want to be. I don't want to sit on the sidelines. I hate that word ally. I hate it. You're either part of my community or you're not. If you want to be sympathetic to the cause, then I don't need to have you in my community. You do your thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit about me. So something that Nyambi and I were talking about was resources. And part of what I feel is in the LGBT community right now, we got to stop this mentality of waiting for help, because it's not going to come. It is not going to come. We need to take care of ourselves. And I'm becoming, you know, the older that I get, the more kind of militant I'm becoming about that concept of closing in ranks and us taking care of ourselves and not waiting for the expectations. We went through that. My generation went through that. We wanted our little house in the suburbs. We wanted our 2.5 children. We wanted our gay marriage. We got all that. And guess what? They still don't love us, right? So my feeling is that screw them. Let's take care of ourselves. I've worked in the legal affairs world for since 1992, so that's 25 years, 27 years. So I've been specifically in the entertainment community dealing with legal affairs as it relates to production. But in that exposure, I've been able to do a lot of pro bono work. Pro bono is free legal work for people that need it. Like right now, I'm working on a case for an undocumented 14-year-old girl who fled Guatemala from gang threats and came across the border in Texas because her mother lives here in LA. And so 4 of us, 3 attorneys and myself, took on the role of legal advocates to get her legal status here in the States. It has been 2 years so far.
That's a wonderful thing.
Let me tell you, there is no way you can do this on your own. We've got 4 of us who are experts at what we do in navigating our screwed up judicial system, and we're having a rough time taking care of this. So you think about that, and once again, it leads me back to why I'm here. What can we do as a community to inform each other about the services that we have available to protect ourselves? And something that Nyambi and I had talked about was the crazy issues that happen with family when somebody dies, when one of us dies, I should say. So families get nuts. My dad passed away about a year ago, and don't worry about it. The man made my life difficult, so I'm good. But looking at the family come out of the woodwork, when there's money involved and religion involved and all the nonsense that comes with all that, family members get crazy. And you hear these stories of trans women whose families legally have the ability to take their bodies and do whatever they want with them. You hear stories of trans women who are shaved, their heads are shaved. They're put in a men's suit, put in an open casket for, the full-on dramatic funeral, and referred to by that name that's on their birth certificate, and no dignity given to this human being about their choice to live their authentic life. That bothers me big time, that people have that ability to take your dignity away. I did, my cat is trying to get in here. Go away. I used to do volunteer work at APLA when the crisis was really going strong. And I worked in a department called client contact. And we would call clients every quarter, every 3 months, just to check, to make sure that they had access to all the services we provided, if there were any problems that we could help with, that kind of thing. And what it really came down to is sort of, are you still alive? Because I lost so many of my clients during that. It was about a 5-year period that it was just, that's what it just became, was, are you still around? And there was one phone call, and I'll never forget it, that it was a couple, David and Michael. Michael had AIDS, and I had spoken to him 3 months prior, and David answered the phone. And I said, David, I'm just calling to check in on Mike. What's going on? And David said, Michael passed away two months ago. So it was a month after I had talked to him last. And I said, and how are you doing? And he broke down, just completely broke down into tears, sobbing. And I said, what's going on? Just, you got an ear, what's going on? He said, the family showed up from Michigan. They had rejected their son 20 years ago. He said, I was the only person in this man's life that took care of him, even more so when he got AIDS, because it wasn't just the straight community that was rejecting each other. The gay community was just as bad about it. We were rejecting each other. As soon as you found out somebody had a diagnosis, it was just like, I'm out. So Michael took care of him, and they built a life together. They had a house, and everything was going good until AIDS came in and sort of destroyed everything. So the parents came in from Michigan, and I want everybody to listen closely to this part of it. They legally had the right to prevent Michael from going into the hospital room while his life partner was dying. And we didn't have the luxury of gay marriage back then. They legally blocked him from coming into the hospital room when he died. They then had the ability legally to prevent him from going to the funeral. They held the funeral. They legally had the right to take the house and its contents because the house was in David's name. They sold the house. Wow. They sold every stick of furniture in it. Michael said, basically, I've ended up with my clothes, and that's all I have left. They took the body back to Michigan and buried him there. Didn't bother to invite Michael either. And this, guys, this is all legal. This was all legal. And in many ways, if you are not married, it's still legal. So I put together a list of legal services. I've sent it to Niambi. How are we going to get this stuff out to folks? Would you put it? I can actually.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Hold on. I know it's not your phone. I can actually take it and put it on information.
All right.
And it can just be, shared, and I can just put this link on my email.
Okay. So in this list, I've put together a list, and at the top, you guys are going to see that the first contacts are in Washington, D.C., and that's for the National Center for Transgender Equality. And the reason that I put them first is because, and it was really interesting going through this process of finding the information, is it's very telling to look at different cities and see how much support or how little support they have for the LGBT community, first of all. Frankly, Atlanta and Miami are a hot mess. It is shocking to see the lack of support in those two cities, probably because of the Christian element. Even more so in Miami. It was like Miami has one organization that provides legal advocacy, and then it was the Catholic Church. Imagine where that's going to go, right? So what I've done, and further to complicate that, is that even the advocacy groups that may provide either low cost or no cost legal services may not be prepared for advocating for somebody who's trans. So what I've done, the reason I put the National Center for Transgender Equality in Washington, D.C. at the top, I put in 2 links to their website where you can look through and you'll find duplications of certain organizations like Bay Area Legal Aid in San Francisco, so that you can confirm on your own whether or not they are truly supportive of the trans community without having to make that awkward phone call and they get on the phone and they say, we don't know how to help you. So at least you can cross-check on this list from their website for the ones that I've broken down in major cities to see if they show up on the the National Center for Transgender Equality. And then what I've done from there is I've broken down New York, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 services, Boston, 3 of them. I was impressed with Philadelphia. I found 5 that I could confirm provided services. Atlanta, like I said, I found 3, and I don't know how good they are. I don't know how much true support that they do provide to the LGBT community. It could be that they just provide pro bono service to anybody who can come in and show financial hardship. Chicago was pretty impressive. I think I've got 4. Los Angeles, I've got 3. San Francisco, 3. And then, like I said, Miami, 1. So these are legal services that you guys can contact. And I think most of them provide legal services for free if you can demonstrate that there's financial need. So
Wonderful.
the last thing I wanted to go through is, okay, what kind of legal protections can you get to protect your own dignity? And Niambi, you'll find at the bottom of it, I put some notes in. So the way this whole structure works of what happens when you die, first of all, is to write out a will, and you can write out your own will in your own handwriting as long as you've signed it and had a notary confirm that you have it notarized so that your signature is confirmed. And you think, oh, I don't own anything. I don't need to leave anything. But if you stop and you start really thinking about it, there are things that you can either give to family members. It might be jewelry. It might be books. It might be, something that I went through. My grandmother left me her jewelry. She had costume jewelry from the 1930s that would just gag you. And my dad took it all and sold it. And she didn't have a will, so, I didn't have any legal claim to it. But this was like original Bakelite stuff. This stuff was worth a fortune, and he took it to a pawn shop and just gave it away. So think about that. And the other thing for your will, and this is something that I've done in my own, is that you can indicate exactly how you want your funeral to play out. Like, for instance, in mine, I've said no one can wear black. There has to be really good food. There has to be really good music, party music. And I want an African drum team to be there. That's another part of my life, is that I adopted 2 boys 15 years ago. in Ghana in West Africa. I was an exchange student there in 1982 and have been going back ever since then. I'll end up retiring there, and I was adopted into a tribe. So that's a huge part of my life. But I put that into my will. I want to make sure that the things that are important to me are carried out as part of that funeral, because I don't want people showing up and being sad and morbid and dressed in black, and it's just not me. So I have the power to put that into my will. It's carried out. Yep. So the thing we learned with my dad was the will is not enough. You also need to have what's called a living trust. So the will is like your list, and then that list needs to go somewhere to be carried out. So that list should go into what's called a living trust, so that there's a trustee. There's going to be someone who executes the will and takes care of the distribution of everything that you put in there, carrying out the funeral, giving that jewelry to your best friend, whatever it may be. And the reason you need that, you need the trustee and you need the living trust, is that if you don't do that, your will goes into probate. And that's what we've been dealing with, my brothers and I have been dealing with for the last year. What happens is the will gets turned over to the government and the courts work in the same manner that trustee would. And they take forever. It has taken a year. They're finally going to close the probate in November. My dad died on November 5th. So it's been a year. So that's, first of all, it takes a long time. And it's expensive. An attorney's going to cost you about $10,000. And that comes off the top. If there are assets in that will, the $10,000 comes out first. That attorney gets paid first. So we've been dealing with all of this simply because my dad didn't do everything that he needed to do. He did a will. He had sort of a living trust, but he didn't have an attorney, really a good attorney that reviewed it. And there were so many holes in it that they just turned everything over to the probate court. And then here it is a year later, dealing with this stuff.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The last thing that I put on the list, one, durable power of attorney. So there are things that you can do to legally protect yourself while you're still alive. A durable power of attorney. There are two types of these documents. It's called a power of attorney. One is called a general, one is called a durable. A general power of attorney will only be powerful until the day you die. A durable power of attorney means that it lasts beyond your death. So what that document does is it says, okay, if I get to the point that I'm incapacitated, I'm in a hospital, I'm in a coma, I've had a stroke and I can't communicate, what have you, the durable power of attorney assigns someone else that you trust that they can make decisions for you. So that, like with Michael and David, if David had a durable power of attorney and handed that to Michael, Michael could have been in the hospital room with him while he died. Michael could probably have gone to the funeral if it was indicated, with the power of attorney. So if you don't have that document, you're basically at the mercy of your crazy family members. That durable power of attorney is going to protect you if you are not able to speak on your own behalf. So it's really important. And just double check when you do this to confirm that it's a durable power of attorney that can be carried out after you die, and not just a general power of attorney that is only while you're alive up until the point of death. I want to make sure I get this correct. Okay, in the durable power of attorney, you can put in what's called the DNR directive. And we had done this actually with my grandmother, and thank God we did it. She ended up passing away from kidney failure. And she had a wonderful doctor that was very sensible and very sympathetic about quality of life issues and end of life issues, and allowing her to make the decisions of whether or not she wanted to stay around on artificial life support, waiting for, a kidney transplant, and she's 85 years old, She was able to make decisions for herself because she had that DNR. And she basically said, things are going to get worse in this process of kidney failure. I know that I'm going to pass away. I don't want you to be doing anything to me to keep me alive. No artificial respirator, no, heart paddles, the stuff that they do. Because she said, my quality of life is about to end. And I do not want to be a vegetable in a hospital room with my family having to pay these expenses. Just let me go. But you have to have that DNR in your durable power of attorney to be able to carry your wishes out. If not, once again, it goes back to your crazy family members that are going to say, no, put him on the life support. I can't live without him. 10 years later, you're still on the breathing tube. That decision should be yours. That decision should be yours to make in and of itself as to what your quality of life is and how you want to go out. So this is all advice to all of us about, and I'll be frank, particularly for trans women, the dynamics of misogyny in our culture and the way that we treat women, the way that we think that women are supposed to be property and that they don't have minds of their own. You take that a step further into the trans community and just this sort of, I was listening to Nina Totenberg on NPR this morning about the Supreme Court and what they are doing today. And I felt raped. Because this is a bunch of cisgendered, heteronormative people, most of which are white, right? Who have absolutely no understanding of my experience. And my experience as a gay man is sort of like, first grade compared to college for trans women. So frankly, how dare these people decide my future for me when they haven't had my experience? They are not me. They are not me, right?
That's right.
So, and it's interesting as human beings, that's how we respond. We will, for lack of a better term, mansplain somebody else's life away constantly. Look at what's been going on for the last few weeks. And it just seems like in the last few weeks, it's sort of like this heightened thing of people getting onto social media and trying to tell trans women what their experience is. Whether or not you're a woman, whether or not you identify as female, that's not my business. It's not my place to say any of that. My role in life is to be supportive of human beings, period. Right? Period. So, once again, we do have the ability, and unfortunately, it may be more difficult for some of us who do not have access or don't have the money. But if you push a little bit harder, you will find free access for good legal advocacy so that at least we can take care of ourselves and protect ourselves. Plain and simple as
Wonderful thing.
So there you go.
I feel like I've known you for years.
I know, right? When am I coming to Philly?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Would they be able to find your side too as well?
No, that's interesting because people ask, why don't you post stuff about your own personal life on your own Facebook page? Part of what I deal with, and I see my enlightened, good Ghanaian friend, Akosua, hey, is on and listening. She's one of the few enlightened people I know. No, I don't want to create controversy that would be distractive because frankly, the West African countries, their perspective about the gay community, let alone the trans community, is so unenlightened that if I put anything up, I get attacked. And it'll be either an attack on the page or it'll be an attack through Messenger. So I've just decided, you know what? There's no reason to poke the bear.
Right.
You know, my advocacy is not based on social media. It's based on real world, you know?
There you go.
What am I doing in my real community rather than, you know, on the computer screen? So that's the reason why, because I think that it would just be a distraction from what I'm trying to do with my own attempt to be an accomplice in the bank robbery, right?
Yeah. That was a lovely analogy.
So I have to figure a way to put this up, but
like I said, I can actually, because of the way you sent it, I think I can screenshot it, make a picture, and then post it, and then it'll be everywhere. So I think that's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I could actually, when I get off, I could do that. Do some screen grabs, and I'll send them to you through email.
Yep.
And it'll just a screen grab of each page. Would that be big enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I could just make them into
individual pages.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay, Dennis, thank you so much for joining me. We must do this again.
Cool. All right, I got to think of another project so I have an excuse to come on, right?
Yes.
All right.
I love you so much.
Love you more.
All right, bye-bye.
An echo was wearing me, but thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much for everything. Wills and trusts and power of attorneys and everything. I hope everybody learned some things, wrote some things down, because this is very, 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 very important. For us, I really enjoyed. I learned a lot of things myself, but from hearing him talk, and talking about his experiences and everything, with legal issues and stuff like that. So thank you so much, Dennis. I really appreciate you coming on. So if y'all could just share amongst all of the things, like I said, even if this is not something that you could directly identify with, which I'm not sure why you wouldn't, take the information that he's given everybody. At least share it to somebody who is looking. Share it across all of your things, and share it to somebody who can use it and needs the information. I will be posting, as soon as he sends me the photos through email, I will be posting all of the resources amongst all of my different platforms. It will be on Trans Information. It'll be on my interest page and my profile page, my regular page. So thank y'all so much. I will be on this Thursday. This Thursday, I will be on for Learn Your History. I will be back again next Tuesday, same time, for Trans Talk Tuesday. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I'm not going to keep y'all too much longer. I love y'all, and thank y'all for sitting with me. I will see y'all on Thursday. Bye. Oh, and if you would like to donate to Trans Information, the link is in the description of this video, bit.ly/Trans Information with a capital T. All of that stuff is in the description of this video and all of my videos. I will see y'all on the flip side. See you Thursday. Bye.